Greetings, Minecrafters, and welcome to another, hopefully, really good discussion today. Another Minecraft discussion. My name is Kimberly Quinn, and I am really excited about this one because I'm a big fan of rebooting the subconscious, which is what we're talking about. So, if you're feeling broken, you're probably in need of a reboot. And just disclaimer, none of this is meant to take place with professional treatment. Great compliment to it, though. So so right off the bat, you are not broken. You're thinking broken thoughts, okay? And before anybody hangs up on me, well, you can if you want to, obviously. We're going to take it a step further from the last video because we're going to talk about the subconscious mind, because the power of the subconscious mind is just larger than I think many people realize. And Freud, though I'm not particularly a Freud fan, he's gotten quite, maybe a little bit of a bad rap, but still, if you polled people coming out of a grocery store, like name a psychologist, no matter how old or what professions they were in or whatever, probably the high majority would say Freud. Why? Because even though a lot of his stuff is outdated, nobody can dispute his work, his discovery with the power of the unconscious mind. Like he's got that. He the rumor is he smoked enough cocaine to knock over a rather large horse, but we're not going to judge because that actually had a good intention with that for another time. But the power of the subconscious mind. So here's the thing: our subconscious is responsible for like what's going on in the vault that we can't even access consciously, is responsible for about 96% of what we do and say every day. Think about how scary that is. That's why I'm constantly saying autopilot is dangerous. It's dangerous. Mindfulness is the opposite of that, and becoming aware, because then we can gain access and fix things. Okay, so here's the thing. You are not broken. Your thoughts are you're having broken thoughts. So how do I do this, you say? Okay, well, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to try and do it in one video. First, I just want to share one of the reasons this is one of my favorite topics is, in addition to having a doctorate in cognitive psychology, because I love all things about the brain, is many of you know my backstory. And one of my biggest struggles, because I'm a work in progress as well, is, I was told, well, over and over in different ways, but there's the one sort of epic manic ride to the Bronx with my mother. I was like 17 years old, 16, not even, 16, 15, something like that. And manic ride to the Bronx, and she, told me in all these words that she basically wished things would have been easier if I weren't born at all, and that she was supposed to get an abortion and all this stuff. So hear me when I'm saying there's no blame. I'm well past that. I released her ages ago with love and kindness to go her own way. But I'm sharing that with you because how it was related to my financial stuff. Again, without blame, because I also, with being in the Fast Mind Club, impulsivity has been a huge struggle for me. But between that and having all these early messages of not being wanted or loved, like if your own mother doesn't want you and does and says things throughout childhood to let you know that, that's deep. Like that stuff's in the vault from and then of course we talked about confirmation bias, where we then seek confirmation for what we already believe to be true. So here I was believing I wasn't worthy. If your own parent doesn't want you, who does, kind of thing, not lovable, blah, 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 shame, 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 shame. And all that stuff had been confirmed over and over and over again without me even being consciously aware of it. So once I finally kind of came into this awareness of it, I really got on track with it. And so here's what we do, okay? And yes, can you retrain your brain? Absolutely. That's the main, we even have buttons for that in Minecraft. Become the boss of your brain. So the first thing is to really get how powerful the subconscious mind is, okay? And then, that's the biggie. And that also, it's not connected to the conscious thinking part of the brain, which is up here, the prefrontal cortex, which all of our judgment, reasoning, decision making, planning, organizing, all that stuff is up here. So the subconscious mind is kind of like this feral child, just running around in raw emotion and just without direction, and often negative. It's often all the ways we're not enough, we don't measure up, we're not lovable, we're not worthy, blah, 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 blah. And so typically, and that's because a lot of this is also coming straight from the amygdala, which is the emotional headquarters of the brain, and it's the fight or flight, which can work in our favor and keep us alive, or it can have us, it's also the worry circuit and anxiety headquarters. Okay, so it's kind of like we need it, but it can wreak havoc. Okay, so then second is we can't just think of it. We're talking about thoughts come first, thoughts come first, feelings come second. Why it's very important to be our own gatekeepers with what comes in, right? And that said, we've also got to really pay attention to our feelings, because even though our feelings start and stem from the limbic system, we feel throughout the body, right? It's a mind-body connection. And so when we retrain the subconscious, we retrain the brain, we've got to embrace the feeling that we really are wanting to have, that we really want. We got to really kind of feel it like it already exists. Okay, so we're going to get to that. And then when we slip, because we're probably going to slip, this is all new, and with the case that I just shared with you, with what my mother said to me, and then kind of confirmed throughout, in different ways and different ages and all that sort of thing, that this is a heavy lift. It can be done. I'm living proof of that. I'm still working on it too, okay? Constantly work in progress. And it gets easier, just like anything else we practice, right? More than likely, we're going to be in a situation, something trips the switch, whatever. Here's the thing. We catch ourselves. We can redirect. Okay, oh, there goes that shame feeling again. For me, I feel that right here. It's just like a piano sitting on top of my spirit. Now, since I'm so hypersensitive to it, I can be like, oh, wait, no, time out. I'm not doing that anymore. I got a new story. And then I'll seek higher ground with my best friend, my rooftop friend. Well, my husband, definitely. He's Dr. Phil. He's amazing. And my best friend from growing up, my rooftop friend, and my other bestie from St. Mike's, and reach out to higher ground. Catch and redirect. That's the third one. So the fourth one is assume how you'd like to be. We don't want to really exercise. I used the word want before. I had to redirect myself. That's not a word we really is a good idea to say, because want insinuates lack, which attracts more lack. So let's just delete that want word. Assume how you'd like to be. Just assume how you'd like to be. So if you'd like to be more happy, confident, if you'd like to feel more worthy, more whole, more complete, more authentic, more wealthy, okay, more loved, all of it, you've got to kind of assume the best you can, assume, and just sit with that, especially in a quiet place, woods. If you don't have the woods, you're living in quiet, and really actually, do your own little mindfulness thing and actually imagine, the word imagine it in your mind and your body, and wrap yourself with an orb of confidence, happiness, joy, authenticity, love, whatever it is, and you've got to actually believe it. I like to call these seed beliefs because it makes me think of seeds, like in the hard drive. Just like you can get a virus in the hard drive, which is what was going on with all my shame and having a parent wish I wasn't born and all that stuff. That was a virus, right? And we've got malware for that. So that's what we're talking about, is to expel it and bring something new in. I am worthy. I am lovable. I am a human being, not a human doing. So I no longer have to try to fill those gaping wounds of hearing those words with doing things for people and people pleasing, because I spit out that seed belief. It's not there anymore. It's not in my hard drive. And it takes a lot of work, and I filled it up with the help of also wonderful people in my life. I have to tell you that, lovely mirroring. And then you'll see it. So, and Wayne Dyer, who you know is also a dear friend of mine, he's since passed. He's in I feel like I'm talking to him sometimes. What a wonderful man he was. He talks about it. Once you believe it, then you'll see it. It's like the reverse of what people have in their heads. Once you see it, you'll believe it. No, you're not going to see it if you don't believe it. Because remember, the 96% is the subconscious is driving the bus. You got to steer that stuff. Expel, regurgitate, bleh. I'm thinking when Ron Weasley in Harry Potter did the eat slugs, bleh, and he just threw them up. Throw those up, and we gotta rehearse feeling whole and complete and happy and confident and loved and worthy and all that stuff. And fake it till you make it, and I'm living proof it works. I'm telling you that right now. And we want to also, number 6 is to assume self-love. We got to assume our own value. It's on its way. If you're saying to yourself things like, I'm not confident, I'm not lovable, you got to change those words, okay? Self-love is on its way. Not I'm not confident, or I'm weak, or I'm this, or I'm that. Confidence is on its way. Joy is on its way. Authenticity is on its way. Love, self-love is on its way. And then Wayne Dyer says this. I actually wrote it down because I'll make sure I give him a shout out. Live if your dreams are a present fact. how you want to be and live your life. How you want to be and live your life. So we're talking about a reboot. Yes, it can be done. Yes, and there's a lot of people talking about this, okay? Just realize autopilot is dangerous. You want to be mindful, you want to be grateful, and you want to really be wide awake with as far as the thoughts you allow in and the feelings you embrace, because what you believe in the vault that you cannot access is how your life's going to play out. So you got to control what's in the vault. You got to control what's in the vault, and the brain loves that feral child loves patterns and repetition and guidance. You are the captain of your own ship. All right, in the zone with this one. This is Kimberly Quinn signing off from Northern Vermont. Have a mindful, very deliberate day.